I used to produce blocks for various elevation windows that I needed, but it seemed that I never had the right one and had to produce it from scratch or explode a window block and edit it. That's why I wrote this AutoCAD application that I call WinCreate. With this simple to use program, you can easily create literally thousands of windows. Let's fire it up for a brief demo. This first of two dialog boxes opens, and the first thing you want to do, and you only have to do this once for each drawing, is set your layers up. Set what portions of the window is going to draw on what layers. Everything has a help key, so you have very little learning curve here. You can see which layers, the heavier outer layers, are going to define the window itself. The moderate weight windows define the trim and shutters, and then the detail lines will be done by the lightest weight layers. Let's go back, and these all drop down, have drop down window boxes that from which you can select your own layers. These will be your layers, not mine, of course. And let's go back to the dialog box, and whether we want to use a single window or a group of windows. Groups of windows are only rectangular windows, but you can either use them mold or spaced. Let's show a single window here. The frame width you can input, the whether or not to draw buttons, the trim width. All this easily changes. Whether or not you want a brick and masonry veneer or siding, that'll determine whether or not it draws a row lock for you. The window the apparent width will be reduced if you have an angled wall that's angled away from your view. The shutters, or not to draw shutters, you can select. Let's draw an 18-inch wide louvered shutter. You got 4 different types of shutter. Let's go ahead and select a 1x4. Go to our next dialog box, and let's from the shapes, you got 10 different shapes that you can use: octagonal, circular, oblique, gable, oval, cathedral, every kind of imaginable window there is. The operation of the window, whether it's single hung, double hung, horizontal slider, fixed, casement, awning, or a sliding glass door. Let's input the width, the height. Let's use the values that are already there. The header height of 6'8". The shoulder height, the header height's important because you'll be selecting your finished floor line. The shoulder height will be 5 feet. That's where the arch will start. The height of the window on a simple arch is the overall height. And if it was an asymmetrical window, you could either have the shoulder start on the left or right hand side. Alright, now you're going to be prompted to pick a point, and that'll be your finished floor line, and there your window draws. If that window, if you don't like it, if the shutters look a little too wide, for instance, let's erase that, start the program over again, and all of the values will be the same as you left them. They'll default back, but let's make it a 13-inch wide shutter. Of course, when you're using built-up 1x4s, it'll round off to the nearest 3.5 inches. And we'll draw that one again. There's a nice cleaner looking shutter, a little bit less in width. And that WinCreate will pay for itself the first couple of times that you use it. It is just $19 at cadmates.com. We accept credit cards or PayPal. Satisfaction is guaranteed.